Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of Survivor 45 Fantasy, powered by Bracketology Fantasy Sports for Reality TV. And I am going to get the name right this week, Jonah Fielko. My great friend Jonah Fielko from Chicago. No, I kept getting that name wrong every single week. So I was going to start off this episode getting it right. Well, week 1, it was just I said it wrong. I know his name. I just said it wrong. Week 2 was a typo. So let's get that out of the way. Love you, Jonah. I am so sorry. But how are you guys feeling? How are your fantasy teams doing? Let me know in the comments, and I might get to it during this short 10 or so minute episode. We're doing better. Week 1, I was way back in because I run the Survivor Now account on Bracketology. So if you see Survivor Now, that's my picks. And we were mired back. We were like 117th, maybe even worse than that. And now, after last week, we are 49th place, I believe. Yes, 49th. So we took a big jump forward. And I hope you had Team Abraham on your side. I hope you had Drew, Austin, and Bruce, because those three, literally the 3 picks that Abraham made in his fantasy draft, dominated last week. So below, you will see the top 5 standings, basically scrolling across your screen. These are the 5 people who are currently up towards the top. Now, I remind you guys, only the top 3 get prizes. So whoever finishes 4th and 5th, that's going to be a tough situation for you. But after week number 2, first place, we got Nicole Pope, 172 points, 6 points back. In second, we have Dan. And then in third place, Ronnie. And then also third place, Jonah Fielko, creator of Bracketology. They're both back there, 8 points back. And then in 5th place, we have Jason, 9 points back. Jason and Jonah, I believe, are the only 2 people to remain in the top 5 both weeks, week 1 and week 2. So congratulations. And right now, Nicole, you are leading the pack. So maybe we should start tuning into you for, fantasy advice. Let's get right to it, guys. Our must-play picks for week number 3 of Survivor 45. And I remind you guys, you must have your lineup set before the episode begins. And this week, we're not picking 5 people for our tribes. We are picking 4. Bracketology took one of our picks away, so you can only pick 4 people this week. And these are the 2 players I think are automatic people to get in your lineups. Now, there's not much to say about the first person here. Austin has been a must play. I'm pretty sure both weeks. I can't remember if week 1 I said you need to play him or not. He has been the fantasy MVP this season. He is racking up the points early on. I think the Reba tribe is the strongest tribe out there. I just don't see them going to tribal council until they show me that they are. I know a lot of people feel like this week Lulu's not going to go back after getting rid of Brandon, but I don't think it's going to be Reba either. I think if anyone goes, it's going to be, why do I keep forgetting the Blue Tribe's name? Help me out if you're in the comments. Help me out. But I feel like it might be Bello. That's it. The Bello tribe. I feel like if Lulu doesn't go to tribal council, it's going to be Bello. I just don't see Reba going to tribal council. I really don't. So keep Austin, and let's get his running mate in there as well, in Drew. I think a lot of people are concerned about Drew because in the preview for tonight's episode, we saw Drew getting caught. Drew and Austin, I believe, they were caught digging for the idol, which a lot of people think is going to put them in a tough position. I think that's going, they think if Reba does go to tribal council, it's going to be one of those 2 going home. Maybe. I just don't see Reba going to tribal council. I don't see them throwing a challenge with the people on that tribe. And if they don't throw it, I don't think they're going. I do think we're going to get a lot of screen time for both Austin and Drew surrounding this idol or this hunt for this idol. And that's going to be some points for you. They're going to get some challenge win points. They both seem like big characters to start the season. I don't know. I like everything about this duo. I think you need to have Austin and Drew in your lineup. And granted, I'm not going to give you your full lineup. I have to try to win this thing too. So I'm going to give you half of your lineup, and you have to go figure out the 2 other people you're going to play. Players to avoid for week number 3 of Survivor 45 Fantasy. Let's get into this. We do have a Reba member here. We do. We also have a Bella member. So, number 1, stay away from Jake this week. We saw in the preview for tonight's episode him like collapsing or passing out or whatever it is. I'm not looking too far into it. A lot of times I say Survivor doesn't want to basically show you the big point of the episode. Like remember when like Caleb collapsed, they didn't just outright show you it was Caleb. I think they might have showed you that some, medical did get called on, but they don't show you who it is. A lot of times if there's an injury or something, they don't show you who was the one who caused that, who got that injury. They want to leave the suspense there. So the fact that we see Jake falling over, I'm not really looking too far into it. Last season I think we saw a glance of like Carson struggling. And again, nothing really happened. He just got sick. So my main problem with Jake is if Bello does go to Tribal Council, I think it's going to be Jake and Bruce on the chopping block. We've seen that alliance kind of form. I don't honestly see Kelly and Brando going with the guys. I'd be shocked if they do. I don't think Jake's going to be a big points getter this week. And that's the full reason to stay away from J Maya. If you talk about purple edits this season, someone who's not getting a lot of screen time. Now, granted, last week, every single player in the game got a confessional. That is amazing. That's what needs to be happening. But J Maya is still, her and Julie are 2 players that we're not seeing a lot out of. I think J Maya is going to get you points by winning, being a part of the Reba tribe, winning the challenge. Other than that, I don't see her being a steady income of points for your tribe. So for that reason, you want to get players on your team that's going to rack those points up. And I don't see that being J Maya. And really, I don't see that being Jake either. So for those reasons, the fact that they're just not big points getters, I would stay away from those 2 this week. And then finally, the biggest fantasy trap. Now, this is someone that everybody wants to play in their lineups, but it's, basically just like we hear in Star Wars, it's a trap. Keep them out. I just lost all my viewers doing that. Keep them out of your lineups. I did think about going Bruce this week because I know everybody still loves Bruce and they think he's wacky. But I left Bruce out. Biggest fantasy trap is Emily. And I know what some of you may be thinking, Randy, who on earth is playing Emily? So far this season, she has scored you like a total of like 5 points. I get that. But after last week, we saw the redemption arc. A lot of people think Emily's going to be in this for the long run now because of how the edit is showing her. A lot of people might be huge fans of Emily after what we saw last week and the growth that her character has. A lot of people don't think Lulu's going back to Tribal Council this week. All these can be a possible outcome, but that's why she's the biggest trap. I could see Lulu going back to Tribal Council this week. And if they do, Emily's going to be the easy vote. She's going to be the 3rd one out of the game. We've seen Emily be able to control her emotions a little bit last week, but she's still the type of person that you say the wrong thing, she could snap. I would just keep Emily far away from your lineups until later on. If she makes it to like the merge and she's still trucking along, then maybe we can think about playing her. But for now, I'm not touching Emily with a 6-foot pole. Grinch reference. Or was it 8-foot pole? Something like that. I am staying away from, I'm still staying away from the Lulu tribe. I will say that. I don't want to give you all my secrets. I only have one Lulu member on my team, and that's Caleb. So, yeah, I'm still not the biggest Lulu fan when it comes to trying to get points. But there you have it again. Get Austin and Drew, that pairing. Get them in your lineups. Avoid Jake, Maya. Indefinitely do not play Emily this week. Best of luck to everyone heading into week 3. We still have a long road ahead. So if you're towards the bottom and you're struggling, don't worry. Like I said, I was like back in 117th place week 1. In week 2, I jumped up to 49th. So there is everyone still fighting for points. No one is out of reach right now. Just listen to this advice. Listen to the advice. All right. Enjoy the episode tonight, guys, and we will see you tonight immediately following the episode, as Abraham and myself will be joined by none other than Nina Twine. She joined us week 1, and she is back tonight for week 3. We'll see you then.